I represent Mr. David Lopez.
And are you Mr. Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're here because the state has filed a motion for a no contact order as a condition of bond. They're stating that the judge who entered the bond.
A quick note for the audience. Bond isn't just about money. It often includes conditions meant to protect alleged victims. In this case, the state is seeking to add a no contact order, which would prohibit Lopez from having any contact with complainant while out on bond.
As a condition of bond. The state is asking for no contact with the complainant. Is that the only request?
At this time, yes.
All right. So, and off the record defense, you said that you were opposed to that.
I am, Your Honor.
All right. Are there any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The court will hear argument. So they
Possibly, if need be, witnesses. Sorry, from the defense.
All right.
Need
It may need be.
be.
All right. All right. So do you have any witnesses to call today or no?
The state does not.
Okay. Then I'll call Sue Lynn King.
You're back against the tower.
Right. Can you raise your right hand?
Fine.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand. If you'll state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Sue Lynn King, A-I-N-G.
Did you catch that? Lopez is facing a charge of aggravated sexual assault of a child, plus a repeater allegation, meaning the state is portraying him as a repeat offender, which significantly raises the stakes and potential penalties he's up against.
I was appointed to represent David Lopez, and you understand what he is charged with. Is that correct? He's charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child, and you've seen the indictment. He's also charged as a repeater. Is that correct?
Yes.
And have we talked about that repeater allegation?
Yes.
Have you seen the judgment of the repeater allegation?
Yes, I have.
And is the picture in the judgment of David Lopez?
No.
Is the date of birth of David Lopez?
No.
Is the height of David Lopez?
No.
Is where he served and he was ultimately found guilty in Harris County? In your knowledge, has David Lopez, your David Lopez, ever been to Houston?
He's been to Houston, but he never lived in Houston.
Has he ever been to prison?
No.
Okay, so the repeater, when he got placed on bond, this bond amount reflects an aggravated sexual assault of a child with a repeater allegation, correct?
Yes.
And he's out on a $100,000 bond?
Yes.
How did that?
I'm sorry, just on my.
Excuse me. Did you clean up the indictment for me?
Thank you.
I have a copy if you see.
I have a copy. No problem. Thank you. All right, you may continue.
Now, you understand the allegation against David Lopez, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Who is the alleged victim in this case?
My granddaughter.
And
The case takes a shocking turn. A witness testifies that the children had already been removed from a previous abusive environment, and now Lopez is accused of compounding their trauma. For viewers, the key question becomes, how much weight should past circumstances carry when evaluating the current allegations?
custody of your granddaughter, why?
They were in foster care due to
Let me stop. They, who's they?
all three girls.
Okay, so there is Phoenix, and she's the oldest.
Uh-huh.
There's Annabelle.
In 2016, and brought them to Texas from Tennessee due to their grandmother and her brother molesting them. They were taken into state custody. Phoenix came out with a lot of issues psychologically. He was in counseling from the beginning and is still in counseling.
You have dealt with CPS on multiple occasions, correct?
Yes, they were always in my home at the time the girls were brought in.
But you have complied with all of CPS's requirements, safety plans, and anything. You've always been available to speak with them, correct?
Always.
Okay, and it was CPS that allowed David to come back to the house, correct?
Yes, it was.
Now, at any time or on multiple occasions, did Phoenix recant her story?
Multiple times to me, and then she had she went back to child save and recanted all of it.
Just one second. Let's pause for a moment. Because I have an idea that she's going to say that she wants him there. She doesn't want the no contact order. So does anybody have any way to have the CPS worker zoom in?
And the state can speak to that. We do have CPS records. I have reviewed them in full.
State's concern. The alleged victim has been living under the same roof as the accused for over a year. Imagine trying to build a case while the child remains in close proximity to the defendant. Does that pose a risk to her safety, or does it primarily complicate her ability to testify?
Put up in the home.
Well, no, I mean, does anybody have a CPS worker to zoom in for me to listen what the CPS worker has to say?
No, I just
Is
have our
that possible?
CPS report.
All right. And then with regards to the indictment, sorry to interrupt your cross, but these are questions as I'm hearing their testimony that I would like answered. With regards to the indictment, is the indictment correct?
No, Your Honor, there is an incorrect birth date on the repeat offender enhancement, so the state would be filing a motion to amend the indictment to remove.
And have you all had a chance to speak to the complainant?
We have, Your Honor, and this in raw record.
Yes.
Okay, the state's concern is that the complainant has been with the defendant in the home for the past year and a half. And so speaking with the child under those circumstances isn't a deal.
Okay.
And if I may, Your Honor, speaking off the record like the state, I've talked to the state. They filed this motion to amend conditions while getting ready for trial. And I believe Ms. King went and talked to them, took Phoenix in after. I've spoke to the state. I think the state told Ms. King, I doubt the judge will rule on this, but I know how severe this is. CPS let him back in. They put up multiple cameras
17 inside the home.
around the house. And David also watches the other two kids, which both have autism. And every time he's out of the house, the kids revert back. This allegation came out in 2022. The investigator said that she recanted back then, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the DA for review. And they didn't file until 2025. So I'm hearing all these stories, and I've met Phoenix, and it is a complex case. She has multiple personalities. She talks to multiple individuals. I've had ad-length conversations with her. She's the sweetest thing that has been tormented, but it is so wrong to be wrongfully accused on an allegation of this severity.
All right. So this is what I can tell parties I want. If somebody will pick up.
Notice how the judge cut straight to the heart of the matter, asking whether the family truly wants Lopez at home. Judges often have to balance two key factors: community safety and family necessity. This is one of those moments where the courtroom feels less like a place of strict legal procedure and more like a space for raw human decision-making.
Call the CPS worker. And was there a child's ad litem involved in this or no?
Not that I saw, Your Honor, throughout the CPS records.
Any attorneys? It's an attorney for the children.
They offered one,
Mm-hmm.
it never went through for some reason.
All right. So someone can have, because here's my thing. I will listen to your testimony and I always keep an open mind, but it appears that she's going to say she doesn't want the no contact order. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So I would like to hear from the caseworker. They're supposed to be objective. And I want to hear from them rather than just reading words on a page, because sometimes I have questions. So do y'all want to see if you all can call the caseworker? I'm sure they would zoom in.
State. Go for it.
And then if you want to continue with your questioning of her, I'll listen.
I believe the judge kind of cut to the chase.
Yes,
You want David at home.
yes,
Do you need David at home?
we do need David at home.
Do
I'm a full-time nurse. I work sometimes up to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. And his parents are also in the home, the grandma, they're also in the home, but they're 83 and 85. And they cannot physically handle the two youngest girls because sometimes whenever their mentation strikes, it gets completely out of control. David handles them, sits them down in the living room, turns on a movie in the living room, trying to keep them all pretty much stable. Phoenix comes down, she sits in the living room on the couch on the end and watches TV with them. It's a family interaction. I can see everything they do in the house.
Let me ask you this. Has David ever alone with Phoenix?
Never alone with Phoenix.
Are there cameras that there are boundaries in the house?
There are boundaries in the house. If David is downstairs by himself, Phoenix does not come down because of the interaction whenever Phoenix had it first. And then David being accused, we don't want that accusation to be able to be brought back up.
And lastly, has Phoenix made an allegation where it is clear that David is out of the house and it could not have happened?
There have been a couple of times whenever David wasn't even in the house, he was at work, or he was busy with the church working on beds and stuff, where she said that he's done something and my son's been present in the house and has told her that didn't happen. He was in the backyard working on a playground for the younger two, and she accused David of something that he didn't do because she'd never been outside and David was only outside, and she accused him at the time he was working on the playground himself. Joseph was on the back porch watching, and she blatantly made an accusation against David that didn't happen.
In your opinion, do you think the children are safer with David in the house than David being out of the house?
Yes, I do. I think that they have developed such a relationship that taking David out of the house, the youngest one actually reverted back to peeing on herself and peeing in the bed and unable to focus at school.
And how old is she?
She's 9, with a limitation about a 3 to 5-year-old child.
All right.
Other questions?
Any questions, State?
Yes. So when David was arrested for this back in 2024, is that when that
Yes.
out of town?
Yes.
And since that time, actually, since 2023, he's been in the home with you and Phoenix,
Yes.
even after these allegations came out.
Yes, because the courts cleared him. Or not the courts, but CPS cleared him. Right.
All right. So I have a couple of questions. Are there any objections?
Not from the state.
None from defense, Your Honor.
All right. So you say there are cameras in the house. Where are the cameras?
There are 3 just down the hallway for the girls. There's one in the corner above the bathroom that looks at the youngest children's door, because Mia sometimes has the tendency to come out of her bedroom and fall down the stairs. So there's a camera there, and it triggers whenever somebody exits their bedroom. There is a camera in the corner of the hallway looking exactly this way, down the hallway where the gate is, down the hallway here where the girls' room is, and on Phoenix's door with the back.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So the only places there are no cameras are inside the bathrooms,
There are no cameras in the bathrooms.
but do cameras show anyone who's going into the bathroom?
Yes. And there are SD chips in each camera, so we can move forward and document anything that may come out as an accusation. There is also, because Phoenix was suicidal at one point, she doesn't have a door on her bedroom because we had to watch her closely. For 2 weeks, she was on suicide watch before she went into the institution. So there's a camera directly on that bed alone. She has privacy everywhere else.
So how many children in the household that are underage?
3.
And those are the 3 children that you took into your home?
Yes.
All right. And how many adults are in the household?
5.
All right. And who are the 5 adults?
My son, he's 30 years old. He is upstairs with the girls when they come out of the gate. His bedroom's up there.
Okay.
My father-in-law sleeps on the other end where the children's playroom and TV room is.
Okay.
And David's mother, who is downstairs at the very front of the house.
Okay.
And then me and David.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, Ms. King, the 2 younger children, they're nonverbal, is that correct?
Oh, no, they're not normal. They're very verbal. They're very high functioning.
I functioning.
Yes.
No further questions.
Yes.
Just for clarification, Phoenix did go into inpatient care for how long?
She was in for 7 months this last time at Cedar Crest Hospital.
Okay, and so if she gave any indication whether this did or didn't happen to them as
Yes.
well, you weren't around.
I wasn't
talk
there.
And lastly, the state says that David was arrested on in 2024. It was actually March 19th of 2025. Is that correct?
That's right.
That's right. Just for
All right.
That was the other case.
And other than this child, have any of the other children accused him?
Accused him? No, Your Honor.
They
But
accused her
they are verbal, and they accused Phoenix
while
of
she
acting
was
out.
institutionalized.
Okay,
And she knows that she did it. She will tell you.
okay. All right. So if y'all can have the caseworker zoom in, the court will make its ruling.
Thank you, Your Honor, very much for your consideration.
Sure. You're welcome. And if you talk to Norma, once you have the number, she'll give you the Zoom link. I mean, there are no further witnesses?
That's correct, Amy.
All right. And Cindy, for the record, the state has informed the court that the caseworker on the CPS case and the supervisor are no longer employed with CPS. All right. I'll hear argument.
Yes, Your Honor. So the reason the state is asking for the no contact order, one, because in cases like this, these are bond conditions that are typically put in place. That was not put in place. The defendant was arrested out of county and then bonded out. So whoever magistrated him out of county did not put any conditions on. My understanding is that from reviewing the CPS records, yes, CPS did allow the defendant back in home after these allegations came out, and also after they found reason to believe. And to me, that just does not seem reasonable. And so that is why the state is asking for the no contact order, because the child has been in the home with the defendant and with her mom, for all intents and purposes, who she's been in the home this entire time with the defendant who she says that has abused her. And the state cannot adequately analyze their case while the child is still in the home with the defendant.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may please the court. This case, the allegation happened in 2022. The officer did state that he had gathered all the information as he saw fit, but was going to turn it over to the DA, even though the alleged complainant recanted. This case wasn't picked up until March 2025, where CPS had already allowed my client back.
That's the critical point. The indictment itself was incorrect. Think about that. An entire case hinging on paperwork errors and a misidentified prior. Should a man's bond and restrictions be based on mistakes in the system, or should they depend solely on the seriousness of the current allegation?
No indication of anything going on since 2023. It has been status quo. He also bonded out on a $100,000 bond from the state's investigation, or from their investigator, which kind of charged him incorrectly. I believe his bond is overly intrusive. I would hate for his bond to be reduced and him to have to rebond out to go through the process, because he's already spent everything he had on the $100,000 bond. They have adequate cameras put in place. Everything has been status quo since. You've heard a very small portion of why the children need supervision at home, also David's supervision at home. He has cameras in all the right places that need be. There are other individuals in the house as well, and I just think it would be overburdensome for my client to have additional conditions that weren't put on until August of 2025, when the state is finally getting ready for this case. We've been ready, well, since March. I'm asking that the bonds remain in effect the way they are until trial, and we'll be ready.
All right. So this is what the court will note for the record. The indictment